Hello, this is KD0 bringing out the i3 commentary on the map Snowplow. I believe I pronounced this name right this time. I've been trying numerous times and I always get it wrong. First of all, I have to apologize to you all that I have been putting up videos for a very long time. That's basically because I've been sick and I had a lot of things to do during my vacation. That's a break from the school. Obviously I still have to work and things like that, and I don't want to drag this for too long, since we do have this awesome game at hand. This is going to be a third game in a series in tournament, and on top side of the map we have a Empire player who I've come to admire, Ordell. He has excellent micros and very good overall control as well. And on the bottom side of the map we have an Allies player whose name is Maniek, very familiar face indeed, and he has opened with a boost camp. He's produced quite a lot of infantry, and he already has one refinery up, so I assume that he's going to acquire his map control, since he's sent out a dog for early scoutings. And well, it's a one refinery, one boost camp, and he's produced a lot of infantries. That basically means that he's going to take some map controls early on and see to extend his economical advantage if he has any. And we see that he indeed has built a second refinery here, and the Empire player also has two refineries and his mega base already up. So if the Allies player is going to transition into any sort of airplay, which he is going to do it now, the Empire player will have enough to deal with it. We'll see how this game develops, and keep in mind that the Empire player has opened with three dojo cores. That is quite a big early investment, so we'll see if he has enough to keep up the productions with the Allies players' harassment. And we see the pressures coming from the Allies player with one Vindicator. I don't know how well would it do though, since the Empire player already has 3 Tangoos up. I assume that this Vindicator will not have long to live. And indeed it has been shot down, and I can only imagine that the Allied player will bring along a Polo to fight off those 3 Tangoos, since they cannot land their special abilities on cooldown. And a line of infantry for the Allies player at the center of the map here, looking for some map control, and the Allies player is looking to move his MCV. That's very interesting. We will see whether he looks to expand, or would he look to just move straight into the Empire player's base and do some very good harassments. Well, not exactly harassments, but a decisive attack with his MCV, since the MCV is tough, and the Allies player would have to move their MCV into their opponent's base to build the defensive structures that can be used to attack your opponent's structures. I don't even know if what I say makes sense or not, but that's the case anyway. We see that the MCV has indeed expanded. Yeah, that's a word, expanded at the center of the map here. We will probably see that he establishes some defensive structures here, just to be used to attack this dojo here, and he can at the same time to produce a refinery here. Then that way he'll have one refinery up of his opponents. But I don't know how well would it do though, because we see the Empire player has established a very firm aerial lockdown just above the Allies players' airbase. It's a size you don't often see, because the air force of the Allied player, the Allied forces, is so good, and we see that the Allies player recognizing there's nothing much he can do with his MCV at the center of the map. He's indeed going to move it towards his opponent's base, possibly looking to build some defensive structures here, or indeed here. That would be a very annoying position to build a multi-gunner turret, since he can choose to attack either the Mega Bay or the ore collector here. It's very hard to deal with indeed. And well, we see the Allies player is keeping up with this micro, just lifting up his Apollos and landing them down before they can be shot down, and just using the firepower to bring down the Tangoos one by one. And since there are only 5 Tangoos, there is not enough air firepower to bring down air payload before one of them gets shot down. If it's 6, it will rise, but I don't think the Empire player had enough time to deal with to produce that. And since the build is very, very tight, you will barely have enough money to transition out of that. Excuse me, a bit of glitch there. Out of that into the tsunami tanks. And since the Allies player has been putting on pressure to his opponents with these turrets while it's still alive, and with this MCV as well, we see that one of the turrets has been removed for the Empire player. Excuse me, a bit of glitch again. And we see one of the sudden transport just brings one of the engineers of the Empire player to this side of the map, occupying one of the ore directs here, and the aerial lockdown of the Allies player's airbase has been removed. So I'm sorry, I just came back from my work and I had excessive amount of coffee there, so it might not be as pleasant as you might think. And enough of that, we see that the Allied player's aerial pressure continues and it's destroyed all of the tangles of the Empire player, and the Allied player will now have the free access to the Empire player's base at will. We see even the Striker VX will be shot down in his helicopter form, and good job by the Allies player here. And the Allies player is very sneakily moving his MCV to the 7 o'clock of the map, looking to expand here while he's putting up pressure to his opponent. And what does the Empire player has to do with this? He does have a reasonably large force, and if he chooses to engage the Allies player and try to destroy the structures, he can do so. Oh, there's a sudden transport here. I don't know if there's an engineer in there for a occupation of the structures, or is it just a for scouting purposes. And we see that the Allies player is going to move his Apollos into the Empire player's base, looking to minimize his anti-air force, just to delay the push long enough for him to erect up a refinery here, which he just did, and do some ground forces of his own. Keep in mind that the air build can only get you so long in the mid to late game, so you have to have some ground forces to deal with your opponents once he has sufficient anti-air, which the Empire player now has. He has 4 Striker VXs, which will instantly bring down any sort of air units with a concentrated fire, and the Empire player is going to move out with this force here. He's comfortable with it. He thinks that he has enough to follow it up, and indeed he's queuing up a whole lot of units, and is not worried about the air harassments of the Allies player here. Well, good micro here. It's very hard to pay attention to your base while you're pushing out, but now we can see that the Allies player doesn't really have much to do with this, and the Empire player will have to choose his targets very wisely, since the Allies player recognizing that this airfield cannot be saved, he has sold it, and we can only assume that he will build another one here, and yes, indeed he did. And the Allies player has built a seaport, has built a hydrofoil as well, just looking to use the hydrofoil's secondary ability to delay the firepower of the Empire player long enough for him to bring up some straight up combat units such as the ACVs. The ACVs are very good in the water, since they do have the torpedoes to deal with the tsunami tanks of the Empire player there. And we see that a very nice use of the secret protocol of the Allied forces here, freezing one of the miners of the Empire player and destroying with one Vindicator, and going by the direction of the Vindicator's fly path. The Empire player should be able to derive the base position of the Allies player, even if he doesn't actually see where the MCV is. And from the fact that the MCV is missing, he should know that he shouldn't be. What I just said was assault destroyer prone to service. That means the Allies player has taken up the tier 2 and is produced a very mighty assault destroyer of the Allied forces here. The assault destroyer can 3-shot any tier 1 unit. Let's see if I can get it right this time. Tier 1 unit. Yeah. So basically it's very mighty. So if the allies player can sufficiently use his hydrofoil to freeze up the weapons of any of the units here and use their Soul's Destroyer to just move in and crush the units before it gets destroyed, the Empire player would have something to deal with, and we see the Empire player was not paying attention, and one of the Striker VX just got demolished by the Vindicators bombing around here, and we see that although the Empire player does have four tangos, now 5, I can assume, yeah, 5 tangos, he's not lifting it up, although he is controlling them, and after destroying all of the Anadumin ore, including the command post here of the Allied players' main base, well, previous main base anyway. Yeah, he's finally deciding to search for the Allied players' real base, and he is going to find out a very unpleasant sight of 2 hydrofoil, 1 HV and 1 Assault Destroyer. Keep in mind that the Empire player was not planning to push on. He's falling back with his full forces. He doesn't want to commit here, which might cost him, since the Vindicators can run it again and again for the bombing runs and slowly minimize and slowly wear down the Empire player's full forces here, while the Allies player just accumulating his fortune and taking up. I was about to say taking up, and just when I was about to say that the Allies player has a aircraft carrier out and is now going to be happily shooting away at the Empire player's full forces here, just to destroy. Oh no, one of the MP missiles freezing all of the units here. They are going to get crushed by the Assault Destroyer, no doubt. The Empire player doesn't have nearly enough DPS to destroy this destroyer here. Destroy the destroyer! Wow, what a the wordplay. Never mind, and we see the almost all, if not actually all, the Imperial forces will crumble at the Allies player's shoreline here, and the Empire player doesn't really have much to follow it up. He does have 2 refineries, and that is about it, and the Allies player out-attacks him, and he has enough units to end this game right away and is far ahead. So the Empire player, recognizing that's going to GG out of this game. A very good game, a very tactical game, I would say. A blunder by the Empire player was that he was too caught up of destroying the Allies player's main base, well, the refineries anyway, and he was not searching for the MCV while he still had a chance. So that's the reason why he lost here, in my opinion. And this is the last game of the series that I managed to get. I don't see this is already the 3rd game, and the Empire player has played 2 games, has won two games straight up, and this is the 3rd game. I don't see why they're even playing it, perhaps just for the fun of it. So it should be a best of 3. The Empire player's winner here, I assume. But enough of that nonsense, make a few announcements. I just got messaged by gamereplay.org, well, one of the administrators of the forum, or a premium member, I assume, said that if my replays gets highlighted in the portals of the gamereplay.org there, I'll get the appreciation I deserve, is the term that he used. So I'm looking forward to that. Just want to give a shout out to the community there. Yeah, so more games coming up. I'll do the best I can to cast games. Absolutely love it. See you next time.